everybody, it's Jenny from the Missouri Star Quilt Company, and I am here today with the amazing Mary Fons.
Well, I'm here with the amazing Jenny Doan, actually. Had it backwards, but...
Oh, I'm so glad you're here.
It's a dream come true.
You guys, I love Mary. She's amazing. She's talented and she's amazing, and for me, she's a whole lot of fun.
Oh, we have fun.
We do have fun.
Too much, almost.
We do. So you have some big things happening in your life.
It's very exciting. I have been working for 2 years, most concentrated the past year with Springs Creative, and we've been working on a fabric line together, and it's been a dream of mine a long time to do that.
So awesome.
I asked myself, why does the world need another fabric line? I mean, why? There's a lot of fabric.
Oh, they got to have more fabric.
It's true.
We got to have more fabric.
There was
Everybody needs more fabric.
And so do I. So that's really why I did it, so I can have more fabric. But there's something I saw that was kind of a need. When you cut up really big prints, big scale prints, you can get a lot of, you know, one part of your strip
parts
is this.
And parts.
Yeah, parts and parts. And that's kind of hard to work with sometimes. So Small Wonders is the name of the line. So all my prints will be small scale. So when you cut up a 4-inch square, it's going to look the same as a 2.5-inch strip. So
Awesome.
I really like using those fabrics, so I made them.
That is very cool. So the name of your whole line is?
Small Wonders, and then the first debut line is World Peace.
So I love this, World Peace, P-I-E-C-E.
Yeah.
So I think that's really cool. So what you did actually was chose some countries.
That's right. South America, China, USA, France, and the Netherlands and India. So they're all different and they're all small scale.
So each country has like 7 fabrics in it, and I happen to, I absolutely love it. Now, it didn't get together in a pre-cut.
Not yet.
So I was like a little, you know.
I know.
I'm a pre-cut girl.
Too,
but you know what? Every once in a while, you just need some fabric. And this fabric was adorable. And so we are going to show you how to make this quilt that's behind us. We're going to use yardage. I know it's a big step out for me, but I can hardly wait to show you. So let's talk about this quilt behind me.
Great.
So this is actually a traditional old block called 5440 or Fight.
Right. And I like traditional blocks. I just do.
Well, and I love this quilt block. So it's basically made of this unit here and a 4-patch. And Mary's going to take us through that. This is the block we're looking at making right here. And I mean, it's just beautiful. So I have this thing about 5440 and Fight, and it is. Every time I see a quilt I love, I send a picture of it to Natalie, and I'm like, Natalie, we got to make this quilt. And she's like, Mom, it's the same quilt. It's 5440 or Fight.
You've made it before.
I love it. I've actually never made one. So
Today's the day.
Today's the day. So what you're going to need to make this quilt is you're going to need some of Mary's fabric.
It's true. It's true. And a little solid black, too. I use Moda solids, and I really like those.
Oh, that is great. That's great. So the quilt we're talking about is 60 by 75. You're going to need a yard of 2 colors to make your 4 patches. You're going to need 1.25 yards of 2 colors to make your little
Peaky and Spike.
Peaky and Spike.
It just came to me that that's what that's called. I
Peaky
forgot.
and Spike, star legs backwards, or whatever it is.
Exactly.
You know.
There you go.
So you're going to need 1.25 yards of those, and she doesn't have a border on here, which is really fun too. So no border yardage, but for that little binding, you're going to need about 3/4 yard. So it'll be real easy. You know, it's real easy to put this together.
And you know, you need that patch in the middle, which is 5.5-inch strip as well. So that's all cut from 5.5-inch strips.
Oh, that's very cool.
Good.
All right. So why don't we tackle that 4-patch first, because that's pretty easy.
There you go. That's your little 4-patch. There's one thing about this, and you've got these guys. What I did with the block is I made all the horsies stand up straight. We don't want, you know, horsies that have been out on a Saturday night.
We don't want horsies with vertigo.
Exactly. See, like this, you know. So it takes a little thinking. You don't have to do it that way. But I liked it. I liked all the horses.
She really did get them all going the right direction.
I did it.
That's impressive.
It hurt my brain, but it did it. So I was mindful about that and which way they were going into the block. So when you look at the quilt, you'll see.
So these are 3-inch pieces. So you're going to cut a strip that's 3 inches wide, and then subcut that strip into little 3-inch blocks. Then you're going to put them so that your horses are standing right. And we're going to put, you know, opposing colors next to each other. So these two, put them together, and you get this. Now, we've done quite a few 4-patches on here. And so I think that, you know, the 4-patch you can handle. We want to take you through the Spiky and what is his name?
Peak. It sounds like a Disney movie. Peaky and Spike.
Peaky and Spike. We're going to take you through this block so that this becomes familiar to you, because we're using a ruler I've never used.
Yes. Okay, it's the Tri-Rex tool, or the Tri tool, and it allows you to cut these pieces from strips. which is so easy, much better than trying to do it, well, with a template or something. You can,
sure,
but this is easier for me. And there's two parts to the ruler. There's the peaky and the spike, or maybe that's the spike.
I don't know.
Peaky, I don't know. So, so we'll cut 5.5-inch strips and then cut our pieces.
So we have actually already cut these into 5.5-inch strips. So let's cut our center one first. And what I think is kind of cool about this ruler is this is a great yardage ruler.
Yeah.
Because it has all these measurements on it right here. So, wait, I'm trying to find a fabric you can see it on.
Sure.
Maybe that one. So you can see, like, if you want a 4.5-inch one, you know, you're going to move it down and up. Am I right on that?
That's right. That's right. And to cut a 5.5-inch strip means you'll yield a 5-inch finished piece. You know?
Okay,
so it puts that in
perfect.
there, which is really nice.
All right. So, I mean, do I need to know anything special about this, or am I just going to...
The spike, or the peaky, the big piece, that's just straightforward. I mean, the blunted end goes up there, the 5.5-inch mark goes there, and you cut.
So you just line it up till it comes up on there.
Jenny,
You're going to go
cut
ahead.
your finger. Did you do that sewing?
No, I didn't actually cut my finger. I have a little arthritic bump on there, and it hurts.
And I have to talk about it.
So it's my layer of protection.
That's good. I actually like those pencils with the little thing around them because I write so much I get a little bump. I do. It hurts.
Well, yeah, and I think that's kind of where it comes from.
Occupational hazards.
That's right. So then actually you don't have to keep doing this. You can flip this over, which is going to give you a lot more.
Yeah.
All right.
That's good.
So we're making 20 blocks. You're going to need 4 of these for each block. So there's our 4, just like that.
Cool.
And then the other piece, which is going to be the outside
the legs
of
I guess
this.
you could call it. This guy.
We're going to do the same thing. We line it up on the 5.5. And, well, this has a straight edge on it. Like this, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So do you always do it straight edge like that?
I usually do. I mean, I
Okay.
like to get the most out of the fabric, so I do. And what's important, or what's nice, is if you fold your fabric in 2 layers, if you fold it, then you get your reverses. And what I mean by that is, you know, you need one side that looks like this, and you need one side that looks like this. So if you cut them all sort of...
So as long as your fabric is folded,
Exactly, you're going to get
that.
the sizes.
Okay,
Yep.
perfect.
Yep.
All right, so we have some of those. What?
One more thing, Jenny. I just want to say that there's this little blunted edge. There's this little blunted edge on this, this part, and it's important to get that little blunted edge punched off.
Oh,
Just
okay.
give it a punch. You don't have to, but it helps you line it up.
So when you cut them like this, you're just going to like
Punch it.
do that little.
Yep. That's
There we go.
helps you
See
line it up.
that little right there?
Just that little thing.
There we go.
That little thing.
All righty. So now what we're going to do is we're going to sew these together, and because we had them folded, they're going to go in the right place.
There.
Let me do this.
Yep.
And when we lay them on here, like Mary said, because you have that little blunted edge, it will just snuggle up there, and you'll be able to see exactly where it fits. And we're going to do a 1/4 inch on these. Now, do we have to be pretty particular about our 1/4 inch?
Well, you know, it's always what you can live with. If I sew something and I'm like, I can't live with that, then I usually do it over. Because the more patchwork you sew accurately, the more fun it is, I think.
I have the 3 rule. If it bothers me 3 times, it's coming
Yeah,
out.
exactly. 1 is okay, 2 is okay. Yeah, the 3rd time, you got to do it. So, and then make sure to fold that back, before you sew on your other one. Otherwise, you'll get a little buckle.
We'll sew right over the top. So I'm just finger pressing this back.
I'm a fan of the finger press.
And then we're going to put this over here. And again, we get to line up that little cut right there. That is very helpful.
It's good. It's good. And you've got little dog ears up at the top and on the corners. And you know, we were talking earlier about how we get asked, or I get asked, when do you cut off your dog ears? When should you do it? And I just think you should do it before you sew something else that has a dog ear to reduce bulk.
Yeah, it just reduces bulk.
Yeah.
I mean, if you like dog ears, I guess.
Yeah, you know. I mean, I like dogs.
All right. So then we're just going to iron this back. So we're going to make 4 of these for each block.
That's right.
We
And
have
4 of
some
these.
done.
We do.
So we have 4 of these and 4 of these. So let me show you how we lay this out.
Okay. Here are your 4, and here are your 4. Let me get this going. Are we doing it toward the camera, or are we doing it toward us? Doesn't matter.
They're the ones who are watching, so we know how to do this.
We know how to do it. That's true.
Actually, I don't. I haven't done it. But
I did so many, so I know how. And you know, one of the things I did was I put the little horsies going in too. Again, you don't have to do it. I like the way it looked, so I put, you know, these 4 patches had the.
Do you know, it's so fascinating to me. We all have different brains and we all do things differently.
It's true.
And I would have never even thought about it, and yet I love the look. I love, it's very orderly. It gives it an orderly look.
I'm not that orderly, but you know what? When it's your fabric, it's like a little baby.
Yes,
I don't know.
True.
I don't have any babies. You have had babies, but it seemed like I got to do this right, you know.
All right, so what we're doing here is we're just going to put these together. She's got her browns coming into the middle, and these guys go dark color to the center. Now, I know probably, you know, this is a little more, but you turn these around and it has that star look to it.
Cool. You're so right.
You know, and that's why when you showed me this, I didn't recognize it as the 5440 and fight, because it was so, you know, it was the other way around, and I thought that is so cool.
That is
so. This
really
is
cool
a completely different look.
Totally. I love it. Yeah. The things.
But that's not what we're doing today. Today we're doing this.
We're doing this.
So we're going to turn these around. Turn all of our little horsies so they're standing right back
can't
up.
Be sleeping. Not on Jenny Doan's show.
No sleeping. All right, so then you can see with this quilt behind me, there's no sashing or anything. Really what we're doing is we're just putting blocks right next to blocks like this. And so this makes it really fun to lay out. So this big block here, we've got 4 across and 5 down. And again, that's going to make a quilt that is 60 by 75. So it makes a great little quilt.
The secondary blocks just form.
You do.
You know?
You do.
With the brown in the middle.
It's awesome.
Thanks,
so this is actually just the South American line.
That's right.
So there are 7 fabrics from each country in the line, and she brought some more to show us.
I did. You know, making little baby quilts is so fun, and this one is done out of the French line.
This is the French
That's
part.
little France.
Now this is a little tiny. What is this called?
A log cabin.
A little tiny log cabin.
Paper piece, by the way.
And yeah, well, that's pretty amazing. I don't do a lot of paper piecing, but little tiny log cabin that she's made here, and she has the Paris one and
China.
China.
And you know, the Chinese coin quilt, which is so fun and easy. I was thinking about doing that one, and then I did this, but I put green in the middle, sort of like auspicious. You know, your baby will be like a super success. You know.
It's just beautiful. So I love all the different. I love the idea of the countries. I love that they're, you know, the 7 different fabrics in each one. Now you guys can go on the website to see the rest of the fabrics. All the different countries are going to be represented.
Yeah.
That's just so fun. Thank you so much for coming,
Jenny. I'm a huge fan. Being a guest on your show is like, well, I can't believe I was nervous.
No, you're not nervous.
I am. I was.
We're such good friends.
Thanks,
we just enjoy this so much.
Value you a lot. Thanks.
So we hope you enjoyed this tutorial on the Andes quilt from Missouri Star Quilt Company.